Welcome to another episode of Moments with Mike. You may recall that we ended our study in 1st and 2nd Thessalonians and then felt it important to take a little detour and talk for the next several sessions about some of the mental health issues that we see around us that are being compounded during this season of isolation and quarantine caused by the coronavirus. It may not surprise you that the scripture speaks specifically to many of those areas. For example, you'll recall that in Psalm 38 and verse 19, King David said that he felt anxiety because he had been acting in a way that was contrary to his stated faith in God. I think many of us have probably experienced that at times. We are anxious for many different reasons, but sometimes we're anxious because we're not living the life that we have chosen in the person of Christ. And one of the more common mental health issues that we're seeing in this season is that of depression. And Scripture is not silent about that as well. I recall a passage in 2 Corinthians chapter 7, where the Apostle Paul, upon entering the province of Macedonia, wrote in verse 5 of that chapter that there were many conflicts around him, and it caused great fear within him. But then in verse 6 he says, "But God, who comforts the depressed, comforted me in the coming of another." In these episodes that we'll share with you about depression, we want to talk, first of all, about what causes depression, what it looks like, and how it is that you and I can do battle against it and to pray for those who are going through that. I encourage you to be a part of this discussion as we continue with Moments with Mike in just a moment. While there are many causes for depression, I think it's important for us to examine some of the characteristics that are common for those going through a season of depression. They experience sometimes a pervasive sense of hopelessness, of despair, of sadness. Many people in a time of depression lose their self-confidence. They eat less, they sleep in more. They look for comfort through drugs, alcohol, prescriptive medications. They withdraw from relationships, looking to escape, become oversensitive to the remarks of others, and men in particular feel angry and resentful, where women often just are characterized by sadness and quiet. Studies tell us that children as young as 2 or 3 can experience times of depression. And again, while the cause of that depression may be very unique to the individual concerned, those characteristics are very common to all ages, all ethnic groups, all economic stratas. And people of faith are just as readily encumbered by these seasons of depression as those who are not. In our next time together, we'll be talking about the causes of depression, varied as they are. But we'll also be talking about ways in which you can do battle against this enemy, and that you can help other people who are going through these seasons of depression. God bless you, and I look forward to seeing you in this format soon.